Hi everyone and welcome to Christine Kamau Talks. My name is Christine Kamau and I am absolutely delighted to get this opportunity to have this conversation again. Last time that we spoke, I did a brief definition about communication, and today I just want to take it a little bit further just to look at other elements of communication and just break it down a little bit further. And one of the things that I want to start with today is to make us understand that communication is a dialogue. Okay, it's a dialogue between two parties where one person expresses themselves and the other person expresses themselves. It's a give and take. It's a give and take in a relationship where I am talking to you and I also allow you to talk back to me. So communication is a dialogue and therefore it's not a monologue. A monologue is defined as a tedious speech by one person inside of a communication, and that it's called tedious because it's very tiring when you have to listen to one person go on and on and on and express themselves and say how annoyed they are or whatever it is that they are talking about, and they never give you an opportunity to say something. And therefore it's important to understand, if you want to be an effective communicator, you have to understand that the other person that you're talking to also has got something to say. And you have to be humble enough to realize that all that you know is not all there is to know. And therefore allow the other person to be able to speak to you. So communication is a dialogue and not a monologue. The other thing that I want us to look at today is that communication has got barriers. There are barriers that affect effective communication. And a barrier can be described as anything that would hinder you from hearing and understanding what the other person is talking to you about. And because we want to practicalize this as much as possible, it is not going to be very academic in the sense of we are looking at all the jargons about communication, but we want to make it very practical because every one of us is involved in communication every day of our lives. Each one of us is in a relationship, and you talk to people every day. And therefore, we want to make it very practical and look at what would be some of the barriers that would actually affect my having effective communication with whoever it is. It could be in a marriage setup, it could be in a friendship, it could be in your working place, your peers, or whatever it is. And therefore, we want to look at that. And the first one that I want to talk about is emotional barrier. And an emotional barrier simply means that maybe something has happened between you and the person that you're communicating with. It could have been a scuffle or a tiff, and there's this beef that is going on between the two of you. And when that happens in a relationship, it's like this invisible wall comes in between you and the person that you're talking to. And therefore, no matter how well-meaning they are, or no matter how well-meaning you are, as you talk to this person, there's this barrier that is in between you because the emotions of this other person are wounded, because this person feels, why did you treat me that way? Why did you talk to me that way? Why did you say the things that you said to me? Or why did you behave the way you did towards me? And if that issue is unresolved, then it means that there's this big wall between you and that person, and therefore this wall makes it very difficult for that person to listen to you, no matter how well-meaning you are. And that's why even the Bible says, do not allow the sun to go down in your anger. And that means that always be quick to resolve issues. Always be very fast to take care of any offenses that could be there in between you and a person. Always ensure that the air is very clean between you and whoever it is that you relate with, whether even if it's a friend, between friends. Just make sure that if there's anything that you did not understand, ask them, what did you mean when you said this? Why did you do this thing? Because I did not like it. And once that air is cleared, then the communication will be very clear and it will be very smooth. It means that the person that you're talking to will not put up a barrier when you're talking to them, but their heart will be open towards you. Their heart will be willing to listen to what you want to say. So let's remember that emotional barrier is a very big barrier inside of any communication setup. And therefore, we should always ensure that our relationships have clean air. Our relationships have no offenses, or they have got no unresolved issues between us, and that makes what you want to say be received, and that even makes you be happy and want to talk to the other person. Because I'm sure if we are honest with each other, when there's something that is not working out between anybody that you're in relationship with, what happens is that Everybody just wants to mind their own business. These walls come up, and therefore it is not possible to communicate. So what have we said today? We have said that communication is a dialogue. It is not a monologue. So always give people an opportunity to express themselves, because everybody has got something to bring to the table. The other thing that we have said that is the emotional barrier becomes a big one in any relationship. Let's always resolve issues if we want our communication to be effective. So remember, as we call this off, that it's not just about what you say, but it's how you say it that matters. So thanks guys for staying with me and listening. Continue to hit subscribe down there so that you can be kept updated, and we'll be talking more about relationships and communication so that we can be people that are effective communicators and have strong and healthy relationships as God intended for us to have. So bye for now, and God bless you. See you soon.